Small trucks are making a huge comeback, and in this video, I'll tell you why. First, let's take a look at the price. A Ford Maverick, a brand new one, you can buy for $24,000. But full-size trucks, you have a Ford Raptor that's selling right now for $230,000. You heard me right, 230 grand for a Ford. For that much money, you could buy a house or 10 of these. Compact trucks like the Maverick and the Hyundai Santa Cruz don't require buyers to sell in Oregon on Craigslist. These smaller trucks hover in the $25,000 to $35,000 price range, quite affordable, nothing remotely close to a ridiculous $250,000 for a Ford Raptor. Why would you pay that much money for a Raptor when you could buy a Lambo or a Ferrari? But it's not even just trucks that are that expensive. Look at anything with four wheels. Prices have gone insane. It's no wonder that the compact SUV segment is on fire. The Honda CR-V, Toyota RAV4, people are scooping them up left and right. Very reasonably priced in the $30,000 to $40,000 range, a far cry from $250K. Finally, we have something like the Maverick built for everyday normal people. The second reason small trucks are making a huge comeback is look at the size. Full-size trucks are getting bigger and bigger. How do you even drive those things? Parking is difficult, driving on the roads is crazy. Gas mileage is insanely low. You spend more time at a gas station with those things than actually driving them. The F-350 is a tractor trailer dressed up as a consumer truck. But then you have a reasonably sized Maverick or a Hyundai Santa Cruz. You don't need a truck the size of a 747 to go to IKEA or haul around your kayak during the weekends. Look at the size of this bed. Surely this can fit the average person's needs. You might look at the Maverick and think that it's eating into the sales of the all-time popular F-150, but guess what? That's not the case at all. The Maverick opened up a whole new segment of buyers for Ford. The F-150 is still selling like crazy, about 500,000 of them sold last year. There's still tons of people that love their massive F-150s, especially in Texas, no matter how expensive they are. But kudos to Ford in finding skyrocketing sales with this small Maverick. Which brings me to my third point, is that Ford made trucks cool again for people that would never even dream of buying a truck. Ford said that 80% of their Maverick buyers are first-time truck buyers. And these are people that typically buy RAV4s and Civics. You know Ford's doing something right when they can get Civic owners to dump their sedan and buy a reasonably priced Ford Maverick. That's because of the great utility and the gas mileage they can get out of this Maverick. In fact, the mileage is probably higher than what you can get out of a Corolla. This finely tuned hybrid engine can get you over 40 miles per gallon, which is insanely good. Prius lovers, if you're watching, it might be time to reconsider your purchase and get this instead. A highly efficient, economical vehicle that comes with a really useful truck bed. And that's why the Ford Maverick is flying off the shelves. And to top it off, you can buy a used Maverick in the high teens. Ford is finding so much success with this Maverick that they even have a Lobo version with some cool looking wheels. This may just turn into the Jeep Wrangler with all kinds of accessories where you can really personalize this thing. There's already a community of fans around this Ford Maverick, MaverickTruckClub.com. This is just the beginning of the compact pickup craze. What a great move by Ford to build this thing. They're stealing consumers from other brands and not cannibalizing any of their own sales. The fourth reason that small pickups are all the rage is because this kind of a truck fits nicely into your life. It can be your daily commuter, you can take it to the grocery store, you can go camping with it. Extremely versatile, fitting all your needs. One great thing with these small trucks and why people love them so much is they're so easy to drive. They feel like any other sedan, compact SUV. They're nothing like these big F-150s or Dodge Rams. With the full-size trucks, they're not that easy to drive. You have to be aware of the size. It takes up the whole lane. In crowded areas, it's pretty stressful to maneuver a big, huge Dodge Ram. With something like the Maverick though, pretty easy. Squeeze into tight spots, not a problem. The ride and the handling on the Maverick are great. And even with the small hybrid engine, the fact that it has electric motor gives you enough torque so you don't feel like it lacks power. It's very usable, drives great. And these small cheap trucks are nothing like the S10s of the past. They're super nice, and for $25,000 is such great value for the money. And that's really what it comes down to, is just how much value you're getting. You could sell your house and buy a Ford Raptor and live in it, or you get to keep your house and buy a few of these Mavericks. This is really a lifestyle truck. People aren't gonna judge you for driving some monster truck, getting 3 miles to the gallon, and killing the planet in the process. They will look at you and say, hey, I want one of those too. With the Maverick, Ford has redefined what built Ford tough actually means. A new generation of buyers, a new class of vehicles. Ford really is onto something here. But the funny thing is that small trucks like this exist all over the world and are hugely popular in countries like Brazil, Australia, Mexico. Chevy built a small truck for Brazil just like the Maverick, small, affordable, the Chevy Montana. It may even just make its way over here to the US. In 2023, Dodge introduced the Dodge Rampage in Brazil. They should rampage that truck all the way over to the US and give the Maverick some much needed competition. Cars and trucks are way too expensive these days. We could certainly use some cheap alternatives like the Maverick. Lastly, trucks like this are extremely practical. You have a crew cab option with back seats in a truck, and you have the all-important truck bed. And this is no ordinary truck bed. This is configurable in so many options. Ford calls it the flex bed. All kinds of hooks and storage compartments, strap things down to the bed, hooks for bike racks and other things. Comes with a folding Velcro cover also. 12-volt power outlets too. 1,500-pound payload capacity. Fill it up with as much dirt as you'd like. And you can tow up to 4,000 pounds. Not bad for a small truck. Oh, did I mention great gas mileage? You know that the small truck trend is only gonna pick up steam. Who wouldn't want a daily commuter that can carry home a refrigerator from Best Buy? Besides the Maverick, you have a brand new small compact electric truck player in town, Slate. You can buy that for the 20s. It's getting so much interest right now. You can personalize Slate in every which way possible. I'm pretty sure that truck is gonna sell like crazy. Missed opportunity for Tesla. If they built a $20,000 cheap small truck, that could have probably sold more than the Maverick. Small trucks indeed are making a huge comeback, and the Maverick kick-started it all. Back in the day, I used to drive a really small truck, the Chevy S10. Those things were super popular until they got discontinued in 2004. But I have to admit, this truck is way nicer than my S10 was. This truck has all the goodies and a pretty nice interior at a great price point. It's time to go back to something much more practical like these small trucks. With the Maverick, the people have spoken. This is what we want. And it's proof that big things do indeed come in small packages.